we are happy to be here in Kernavėje. Happy to be this entertainment for Lithuania, and happy for your. We are glad. We are thankful about your support for Ukraine all these years. It's important for us, and we have made some more information about Lithuania and Lithuanian culture and this movement, for our friends. And the topic is that. This and the first question how started the festival, who started, and how long can it exist?
So festival this year is 26th, and it started 28 years ago, because we had a couple of years where it didn't happen for various reasons. One was pandemic, and then we also had in the past one financial issue where we didn't get funding for it, so we had to cut it. Festival started from an idea from another festival in another country. It was in Biskupin in Poland. At the time, a group of Lithuanian craftsmen, we didn't even know the word reenactor at the time, but craftsmen, together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, were invited to show their ancient cultures. So a few historians, museum workers, and archaeologists went to that festival, saw what took place there, which was pretty much what we have here now, maybe on a different scale, and just decided that, wait, we don't have anything like this in Lithuania, we have to make it. Very fast, it wasn't even a year after, the best place for it is here in Kernavėje, and the first festival took place. Only 20 participants, all the clothing was from movie studios. Nobody knew exactly how they were supposed to look like. Nobody had any shoes, etc., etc. So it was a bit different than now. And then it grew. The first organizers were, at the time it was different name, but the current State Cultural Reserve of Kernavėje. They were organizers together with those enthusiasts who saw that event in Poland and decided to make it. And those enthusiasts eventually became a club of experimental archaeology. It got established 50 years later, and now they still together organize this event.
What was the year when it started?
It was 1998.
The people who started, it was museums, or it was who engaged the first? When you started, it was 20 people, but for now it's 100. Yes. Who engaged the first this movement? You think?
So it was fun fact. My parents.
I know this.
It was my parents. They were my father worked here as an archaeologist in the museum at the time, and he went together with his colleagues. My mother was involved there, and it was their idea. They talked to their friends who also took some crafts and worked in different museums, and it was a very close-knit group who came up with this idea, and they got tremendous support from museum here. Museum got very excited as well that we need to make this happen, and the beautiful friendship began, and it's still ongoing. Yes, and only 20 people then, and this year we have almost 500 participants. Group.
And the question is, almost all of these people, this is the scientists, or this is like who want to fight and people who play. But I know that part of this movement is science.
Yeah. So is it a science or is it a game?
Yes.
Yeah. So when they started, every one of them was a scientist, either a historian, archaeologist, and explorer. And they mostly focused on the fact that it's experimental archaeology. To this day, we call this festival experimental archaeology. As we know now, it's less experimental archaeology because it's experimental archaeology itself is left behind. What we see here now is basically the product of experimental archaeology. What happens during that. So at the time it was mainly scientists, scientific part, as well as sportsmen, and then people of ancient Baltic culture admirers. So first warriors, for example, how they started, they were looking for their roots. They started looking for some deeper meaning and where they come from, and it was heavily involved with music as well. So I think the first reenactors were maybe the metal music players. Actually, they looked for that. Even our good friend who's working here, his first album, I believe, he was standing with armor, like with medieval armor and everything. So that was that. So now it's a mix. Thank
you. The next question is, what the status of Kernavė festival is in Lithuania? It's like small part of your culture. It is important movement in Lithuanian society. What do you think? How it is?
I think it's still somehow a hidden gem. Every year we get some kind of feedback from tourists. So they spread these surveys to them, and still surprised that it's the first time you're hearing about it. Oh, I've never been, seen this. We don't understand how can you miss this. This is such a huge thing for us. State-wise, we talk about that. It's important because the state is really supportive and always assists us financially and logistically and etc. People, so you can measure it by the fact when the festival didn't. Right? We had 2 times where first month it was financial. It was after financial crisis and everything was bad money-wise. And the festival had been cancelled. We had no money from it. And public disappointment and anger was massive. It was all papers, all of the news. Well, just pretty badly received that we had. During pandemic, was no anger, but disappointment. People were really upset that, but that wasn't the sentiment. It was all the world was the same. And even then, we still managed, because people really wanted to still have something to see this living history, to see this their past. We still managed to make something. So we instead of making one big festival, that summer we made different events. We called the ancient Kernavėje arises, wakes up, translated. So instead of one big one, every month last Sunday from May to September, Saturday every last month weekend, we made a smaller event of only, we had 40 participants, all spread around, so all safe and everything, and that really helped fill the gap. So with that reaction from people, I think it means a lot. It means a lot, and it has a space, has a place for in the society.
And I saw that there is the medieval part, and there is the part not medieval. What is it?
So this type of event, we're pretty unique in that matter. Not a lot of events actually have, first of all, in the historical part, such a range of different periods. We have Stone Age, then 14th century, so it's quite big one. We took this idea from Bismarck, because the first one event that inspired us, because they also have that. They do from Stone Age to medieval times. And we like it because we try to stick to the time periods that Kernavėje was active. Kernavėje burns down so we stop there. We never go on 15th century. We have other colleagues in different museums who go up later period, but we stop here. So we cover that. And on top of that, yes, we have entertainment side that's completely modern. And that wasn't always like this. We used to have concerts because we also wanted to showcase music. And there's only so many archaic musicians.
Yes, very.
So
And we like to listen.
Exactly. And we started mixing and matching, and we thought, hey, but these guys are modern musicians, but they get inspiration from archaic music, so let's try to put them on our stage. Maybe that will work, and that kind of did work. And then we realized that, okay, so we need some entertainment over there for people as well, so we need. And then, but these guys are making modern T-shirts, but inspired with medieval something sites or something. And we're like, yeah, they're cool, and you kind of have to adapt. Maybe in 10 years, it's not going to be interesting for us, and we're not going to do it. Now it is, and we do it. For example, the lecture tent. It used to be extremely popular, and then I remember there was this period of festivals where nobody cared at all about lectures. And we decided not to build that lecture tent at all. Well, if people are not interested, why there's only like one or two people listening to it, let's not. And then quite recently, actually, maybe 5 years ago, lectures started to become very popular again. Maybe it's because audiences change, you know?
Yes, changing.
Exactly. And so we adapt because if a happy customer will come back and we will take the best experience. So we try to give them everything. So they are entertained with music, with semi-modern music, historical music. They see the historical reenactments directly and as best quality as we can get. Here, they can also relax and make a T-shirt to take home. It's edutainment, you know. It's edutainment. It's half education and half entertainment. And I think all of us organizers think that that's the best approach to it. About the past.
All of that works together good better.
Yeah.
And the last question: what do you think in the future? Kernavė 40 years festival, something like that. What do you think? What in the future you will do or plan to do? Maybe 2 years.
We have dreams. We have dreams. What we would like to do. We would like to expand it. We actually would like to have some kind of entertainment in the lower part of the valley.
I think about it.
That would be awesome. Specifically, we also draw inspiration from other events. So we have really like this event. Our called Poland make відтворювали. They make show courses. That would be great. There are also participants here. The historical part of that event, and even their museum administration came this year. We already are in talks. So how do you do this? How do you do this? Okay, do you think it's possible that you come here? You know, those would be our dreams. But to predict what will happen, it's impossible because when I look at the first event and this event now. Nobody could have imagined that we would expand this much and we would change this much. So future is unpredictable, but it's bright. And one thing I know for sure, it will happen. The festival will happen. Come rain or fall, we went through a lot of different stages and even dark periods where organizers, the original bosses of the festival passed away. But we already are growing new generation. I mean, there's a thing that we really focus on our families' kids. So even the tourists, kids come free, don't pay for tickets at all. Families pay only for cover our expenses over there. And we have limits on groups as well of reenactors because I mean it's not we don't want to over limits on group. Territory is not rubber. We only can fit so much, and logistic we only can do so much. So we limit groups of 10 or 15 people depending on what they do. We never limit kids. We said do not count kids in those numbers. Bring as many kids as you want, because those kids will grow up and eventually run the festival. That's what happens. So yeah,
It works, yes?
it works. It works. I grew up in this festival, and I was the kid running around, crafting, playing history, and now me and my are organizing.
Going around.
Exactly.
Thank you for this beautiful interview. I hope you will be you do more and better. And this is a beautiful event, and we love Lithuania and friends. And also for us, it was very big inspiration when we came the first time 2016 and with Jonas. The festival, and we talked with the team, and after here we have and it is important for us to be here together in the field of the history and our history and our knowledge.
Yes. Good luck with your event too.
Thank you.
Stay strong.